Hey, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Friday, February 18th. So today we have the moon moving out of Virgo energy and moving into Libra energy. So the Virgo energy, of course, had us very weighted down, focused on our physical realms, organizing and restructuring our thoughts and our feelings and our plans to move forward. Moving into this Libran energy, it's going to get lighter, it's going to get fluffier. We are going to definitely lean on the side of bringing the playful energy back. Now, this Libra energy does want peace, it does want balance, it does want harmony, and we will do whatever it is that we can, especially in our mental plane, in order to actually have that. So the moon in Virgo will be going void, of course, around 6:20 p.m. and then locking into Libran energy at 10:52 p.m. Again, both Eastern Standard Time. So we do get the majority of the day in this earthy, organizing, perfecting energy of Virgo. There are 11 different aspects taking place here today. 10 of them involve the moon. The only one that does not involve the moon is the sun moving into Pisces season. That is right, people. We are moving into the very last chapter of the astrological wheel. This is a very transformative healing time. But first, we do have some aspects to cover while the sun is at its 29th most critical degree in Aquarian energy. We start off with the moon bumping into Saturn, and this is likely going to take place from pressurized systems in our external world. This is where we realize our roles, our responsibilities to others, where it is that we are recognizing the weight that we're carrying on our shoulders, the weight that we're carrying on our heart. We are trying to kind of reanalyze the systems and structures that we got going on in this world. And basically, we're just not going to want to do what it is that we've already committed ourselves to doing. Now, the moon in Virgo is typically speaking one to be of service to other people, and Saturn in Aquarius is definitely focused on more of other people than we are on ourselves. This is definitely when we can hit a conflict, a power struggle within ourselves, because we know that right now we have to focus on our own personal wants, needs, and desires. We have to be happy. We have to be stable before we go ahead and start being of service and showing up for other people. So there is this power struggle going on because we have committed ourselves. We do have jobs and tasks and chores that we do have to do and complete. But realistically, we're just tired of being needed. We're tired of having to show up for everyone else. We just need a break. We want to concentrate on ourselves. This particular energy can definitely dampen the vibe and dampen the mood. Now, the moon is going to trine both Venus and Mars, again, the masculine and feminine divine energy sitting together in the cosmos. This is going to be a very positive energy for us to get into balance what it is that we're thinking, what it is that we're feeling, and prepare ourselves from taking a very strategic and calculated action in our physical realms to actually move forward in our path in pursuit of the new happiness, the new goals, the new dreams, the new visions that we've been downloaded with. The moon is going to bump into Mercury. Again, Mercury rules over Virgo energy. So this is a lot of thinking, a lot of, reanalyzing, hashing things out in our mental plane, and not a moment too soon because the moon right after goes ahead and opposes Neptune. So Mercury rules over the lower intellect. Neptune is our higher selves, our spirit, our intuition. So it's almost like we get so stuck in our physical realms, in the thought realm, in the thought process of dealing with all of the situations and circumstances that are being thrown at us in our physical realm. We get weighted down. We get overwhelmed. We do have an opportunity to communicate what it is that we're feeling overwhelmed about, but many of us are going to bite our tongue and just keep it inside of ourselves until we can make sense of it. When the moon goes ahead and actually opposes Neptune, who is in Pisces, because of course Virgo and Pisces energy sits across from one another in the astrological wheel, we are at conflict because our head, our egoic head, our logical, practical selves are telling us one thing when our heart, our soul, our intuition, our higher selves is telling us another. This is a power struggle, the balance that we need to find between our egoic selves, which again is not the enemy. Our ego is very essential for our earthly survival. And of course, our higher selves, our spirit selves that sees the greater, grander picture that our physical selves aren't yet able to see. So there is this push and pull between the lower intellectual realm and of course the higher intuitive realm. We're really not sure who to listen to at this point. The moon is going to go ahead and bump into Saturn, and this is a positive aspect. So this tells me that we've analyzed where it is that we're feeling weighted, where it is that the roles and responsibilities are weighting very heavily on our shoulders and on our heart space. This also tells me that we've analyzed it right to death, recognizing where it is that maybe we can spice things up, do things in a different order, do things in a different way. We have that Aquarian energy that Saturn's sitting in that's trying to show us where we can open our minds and think outside of the box in order to bring new life, bring new energy into some of the old mundane tasks and chores that we know we're just over, right? So this particular energy is actually suggesting that we've come up with some good ideas and we're about to try them out. We're about to implement them in our day-to-day life. This is the particular time, and again around 11:43 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, that the sun is moving into Pisces season. I'm going to ask that you go ahead, you listen to February's energy forecast. I did a whole astro event on what we can expect for Pisces season. But again, fresh reminder, it is a water sign. It is the last sign of the zodiac wheel. It is where endings and closures happen in order to prepare us for the beginnings that will take place when the new astrological calendar takes over in Aries season. This is very dreamy, very imaginative. This is very much about our soul, our spirit. This is timeline jumps. This is soul contracts. It's going to be a very overwhelming, emotional, intuitive time. We are going to learn a lot, but many of us are going to want to just kind of curl up in a ball and wait this whole Piscean season out. Again, it's about balance. So we have to be brave enough to step up to the uncomfortable parts, because where it is that we end up on the other side, receiving our blessings and our prayers and our rewards, makes the uncomfortability worth it. So the moon is going to bump into Uranus. And of course, Uranian energy wants to disrupt our current emotions, our current thoughts, our current circumstances, to open us up to where change 100% needs to take place. Because Uranian energy is in Taurus right now, we're focused on our earthly realm, our daily lives, our relationships, our money matters. There's definitely going to be a little bit of a shake up, a little bit of a wake up in our physical realms to open us up to where it is that we have to try something different. We have to implement new ways of doing things in order to kind of fly high in our new path, in our new dream, in our new vision. The moon is going to trine the true node. This tells me that we are making progress. This tells me that we've reworked some of the problems that we've been dealing with, some of the confusion that we've had about where it is that we're going to direct our energy, where it is that we're going to pursue a brand new path. And now things are clicking. We're starting to put pieces together. We're gaining a lot of clarity. We are organizing our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions on what it is that has to be done in the here and now in order to land us to where it is that we actually desire to be. The moon is trining Pluto. This is a huge, huge sign that the transformation that is needed in our mental plane and in our heart space is in alignment with one another, where our lower egoic selves is in alignment with our higher intuitive selves, which means that we're ready to make a change in our physical realms. This is a good sign. This leads us to a very powerful position where we feel brave enough to actually take the actions that are needed in our physical realm to initiate the new path, the new pursuit of happiness that, of course, now we are inspired to pursue. We're going to end the day off with the moon bumping into the sun. So the moon typically, and again, we're now in Libran energy. That last aspect that we just talked about with Pluto, that was the last aspect that the moon in Virgo made before going void of course. So this means that, for the better part of the evening, don't make any decisions. Don't be too hard on yourself because our mental planes are unstable. Our heart space is unstable. We're hella confused. We just had huge insight. Now we're not so sure about it until we lock into stable Libran energy. The very first aspect that the moon in Libra actually has is with the sun, now in Pisces. This is like whoa, let's reset the scales here. The moon in Libra wants peace, wants compromise, wants balance, wants to keep things light and fluffy. And of course, the sun in Pisces just wants to heal, just wants to transform, just wants to kind of float off into dreamland. And right now, because of the intensities that we've been under, we are going to take this very small, very short break to recognize the changes that have taken place over just this last week. The moon represents kind of the old attachments, the old thoughts, the old feelings. The sun is trying to show us where it is that we need to pour our energy, time, and attention into now in order to actually move forward. When the moon and the sun come together, it's almost like an overlap of adjustment on where it is that we are changing away from our old self, our old thoughts, our old behaviors, and where it is that we need to morph, need to transform to adopt new behaviors, new thoughts, new energy. This is a great time for the day to be done. I want you to pay attention to your dream state. Now that we're in Pisces season, we can expect a lot of really cryptic messages coming through in our dream state.